Hey guys, Opal here and welcome back to the channel. So I really was in the mood to do some kind of like abandoned kind of buildings, like ancient ruin styled. I really leaned into like the style of Ancient's Landing, and I don't know why, but I really wanted to use this bayou house skin because honestly I've had it for a while and I was really excited to get it when we first got it, but I haven't really like done a good build with it. I think I've only built with it one time, and honestly I just love the build and I wanted to give it a little bit of justice and try and incorporate it in a build. And honestly, this is probably not the best build, like it's not really the same style, it doesn't work that well, but I think it does work well in the end. It does look a little bit off at the start, but I promise it does look better at the end. I do really love this build. It's quite overgrown, quite natural, like, but even though it's really overgrown, it's still very open in the end. So I placed down a lot of foliage. I always place one of each foliage so I don't have to keep going into the furniture menu. I can just kind of copy and paste, and then I just started like laying lots and lots of bushes around, but I did keep that square quite open just because I didn't want it to feel like too cluttered. I've been trying to make my builds a little bit more open recently just for functionality and stuff like that. I like to do builds that you cannot walk around, but then you can't walk around them, so I've been trying to do it a little bit differently, and yeah, I do really love how this turned out. The pathing, it does look really weird, but when you're actually in the game walking around, I think it looks really cool, and it's kind of just this like disjointed pathing. It's got just 3 different types of pathing, which is quite cool, and then some rocks, and then obviously when you put the foliage it kind of blends everything in anyway, so I think it looks really good. I did use a lot of the like mossy stone things and some of these little lanterns that honestly do not light up that much and lots of like kind of rustic items. I did literally just go into the rustic category and grabbed out a lot of stuff that I thought could be cute. Lots of stones, and honestly I probably could have done some more different decorations, but I liked using kind of like decorations that weren't Star Path or premium. I thought that was quite fun. I did go in with a little like track out the front of this build. I really wanted to extend it all the way around, but I did not have any more rail roads, and I also didn't have the material to make any more, so we kind of just did this, but it's okay, it's just a little build. This area here is probably one of my favorite spots to decorate in. I don't know why. Sometimes it can really annoy me because you can see the cave in the back and then also the frosted heights. But for the most part, this is a very easy area to decorate, and the lighting's always really good. The best spot for laying out is across the river to this, but the lighting in that area is absolutely abysmal. It's so bad, so I kind of just make do with this spot, even though you can kind of see all of the frosted stuff in the back. But yeah, I went in kind of at the end and I put in some palm trees, which I think really complement the plaza ferns. I think it looks really good. The color of the plaza ferns, I don't know why, but it just tickles my brain, so I always use them in my builds. And yeah, it was really nice to kind of use the palm trees to complement these. And I just went in with some blue flowers, some blue star lilies I think they're called, and some blue hydrangeas, and I think they work really nicely together. With everything being so busy with all the foliage and stuff like that, I thought it was good to just do one type of like color of flower, and yeah, I think it worked out really well in the end. This is the final walkthrough of the build. I do really love how this turned out, and I think it would be a really good idea if I did an extension of this build and kind of had some farmland around it and some like harvestables. I think that could really fill out this side of the biome. It doesn't look that good at night, so disregard this. I thought it was gonna be like super pretty at night, you know, walk around, but no, it was just like dark and dingy. But anyways, here's some overview shots of the build. Again, I do really love how this build turned out. It gives me similar vibes to a recent one that we did in the Ancient's Landing in that top area, but it is still very different to that build. I forgot to say that there's 2 builds in this video, so I just go ahead and I delete this build, and I do a similar style build. Well, I wouldn't really say it's that similar, but it does give kind of like abandoned vibes. I use lots of the same foliage and these pretty gazebos, but kind of made it like a pretty abandoned space. I really wanted to use the new haunted gazebo, so I kind of shoved that down the back. And after I had done that first build, I got a little bit annoyed seeing that little frozen biome, so I kind of just enclosed this all in the bamboo. This is the easiest thing to kind of like hide ugliness or like enclose something I have found, and I think it does look pretty good too, especially with the gazebos. And then I basically just wanted this area to be kind of like an outdoor like dining space, like a little bit of a park area. I do have some like activities and like hobby things. I went and like put this like rough sort of pathing down, and then I just went back through and I just kind of deleted some, added some to kind of give it that like abandoned kind of rocky feel, and I think it looks pretty good. It's kind of hard to do a path like this, like it does take a little bit of time, but I think it's so worth it. For decorations, I went with pretty simple decorations. I don't think I used any star path items. Actually, this is a premium item, those ferns and that like bottle thing, vase, sorry. And then obviously the gazebo, but nothing else is star path or premium. And I find it quite easy to just kind of decorate with the basics and kind of just use just like 1 or 2 premium items, because then I feel like everything just blends a lot better and you don't have too much like focus on things. So yeah, I do use a lot of basic items, especially in these like abandoned builds. I went with a picnic area on one side, and then the other side I did a little painting area, and I also put a little painting canvas or easel next to the picnic blanket, which I think looks really cute. And I also rediscovered these little tiny bush things, which I always forget about, but I think they look really, really cute. Now, unfortunately, this build got deleted, so yeah, that's a little bit annoying, but I had finished the build before it didn't save, so I can still show you the build, but we will not have a walkthrough for this build, unfortunately. The only thing that I really wanted to add into this build was some flowers, and I think it really would have finished it off, and some food items on the table. So unfortunately we don't have those in this build. This is what I was left with after exiting out of furniture mode. I'm devastated, but we can go back and look at some footage of the build. Here it is. Unfortunately we only get this one angle, but that's okay. I did really love this build, so it's very unfortunate, but I still hope this gave you some inspiration, hopefully, and you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much. Bye bye.